is 7:42. Let's have a look at some... Well, actually, before we have a look at the papers, just this one from Keith, who's been in touch. Morning, Keith. I was 3 years old on Coronation Day. Mum and Dad bought a TV to watch the coronation. It is one of my first memories.
Wow.
Lovely. Love it. I love those memories.
Must have been quite posh to be able to afford a television.
Yes, you must have been. My
Very unusual.
granddad built one. Because he was a sparky at the shipyard, and he could buy it.
To watch the coronation?
To watch the coronation.
Yeah. And as I was saying yesterday, my dad made one out of a cathode ray tube.
Yeah. And he had
and still all the neighbours came and watched it.
Yeah.
It was about that size.
Was it that tiny?
It was tiny little, like a square inch on a cathode ray tube.
Wow.
And it must have been green and white, not black and white.
Yeah, probably. Wow, something else. How we've moved on. Let's have a look at the papers then. We'll start with the Times. It has the Archbishop of York saying you are still in the saddle as he led tributes to the Queen yesterday.
She would have liked that. The Express continues on that note saying we give thanks for her 70 years of service.
The Mail describes the feud between the Cambridges and the Sussexes as painfully distant with no signs of reconciliation.
And Boris Johnson has apparently told his party, not that one, the Conservative Party, that without him they will lose the next election.
Gutted, says the Star, as dumped lovers learn that beer bellies are apparently not sexy. Breaking
more
news.
about that, shall we, in a few moments. Dawn, everybody's having a barbally.
A barbally? Oh!
I love that.
Jubilee barbally.
Barbally.
I love that.
Oh, I like that too.
I'm making a note. Barbally. Right.
Barbally, yeah.
Let's talk barblies. Let's talk parties, because everyone is having a party this weekend, aren't they?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think if ever anyone deserved it, we all do. I mean, it's been a grim 3 years. So, more than 85,000 big Jubilee lunches are being held. Some have already taken place. Most are taking place tomorrow, including, I was just reading, UK's longest ever Jubilee Street party with 555 tables spread over almost a mile between the villages of Goring in Oxfordshire and Streatley in Berkshire.
That's going to be something.
That sounds amazing. And even the Beckhams are holding a street party. I should imagine it's a very select street party.
Yes.
My invite's obviously lost. It's for inspirational people.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's all. You know what? I really love the feel-good factor, and it's not even about particularly the royal aspect of it. It's just an excuse to have a party, to hug everybody. And after the 2 years of, the pandemic and not hugging people, and obviously all the horrors that are going on in the world, I just think the opportunity to get together with your family, your friends, and your neighbours, and just have a nice time.
Yes.
But I mean, we can rely on the great British weather as well, obviously, in part of the country. The south tomorrow, it's not going to be good, but up north, you could go home and see the family and have a knees up, Stephen.
Well, let's hope there is a little glimmer of sunshine somewhere.
Yeah.
But even if it's chucking it down, I still think most people will just get on with it.
I'm gonna get me Union Jack umbrella, the waterproofs, and eat more cake.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
British barbally.
I've started looking like a cake.
But Emma, the Times are reporting on something called long social distancing.
Yeah, this is really interesting, especially with Dawn talking about hugging people, because we've heard about long COVID, and this is long social distancing. Apparently, despite the fact that cases of COVID are at an all-time low, despite the fact that all the booster coverage and everything is very high, and that all major restrictions have been lifted, a third of adults are still practicing social distancing in some form. So about a third are avoiding crowds, big crowds, no parties, no hugging, and about half of people are still wearing masks in some situations. So those habits that people picked up during the pandemic are still, for lots of people, very much part of life.
Yeah, not anyone I've met.
Oh no, I
To be
still do.
honest.
I still, if you're queuing in a shop, I still leave the 2 meters.
Do you?
Yeah. And in certain places, I will still wear a mask.
Well, you still see a lot of masks. I mean, if you travel on the underground or trains or anything.
Because I think those were sensible precautions.
I don't. I think they're all rubbish, and I tried to not do any of them during the
Don't you think
pandemic.
they were all a bit too touchy and huggy-kissy and everything?
I hate this thing about masks. I hate the fact that we're all so wary of each other. We're covering our faces. I hate the fact that, little children, babies, toddlers like mine are growing up with people's faces covered in masks.
I like to
hand
puddle.
sanitizer everywhere. It
Oh,
was
I like
proven-
that.
It was proven very early on that COVID doesn't jump from surfaces into our mouths.
Yeah, but other
There's
things
absolutely
do.
no reason
but
for
other
hand
things do, so why not be sensible? I like the hand sanitizer.
I used to wash my hands. I mean, women have always been notoriously better than men at washing their hands. Sorry.
No, it's probably a fair point, to be fair. The price of a pint, Dawn. This is in the Financial Times. If you're in the capital, it can cost as much as £8 a pint.
Yes, indeed. I mean, this is absolutely... I've lost my story, so I'm going to tap dance through this one. But basically, yes, the cost of living is pushing the price of a pint up. But in the capital, as you was pointing out, it's nearly £9 a pint now.
Oh.
But I think I've been paying that for quite a bit in any
Really?
case. Yeah, and up north, I think the average is £3.60.
You can buy a round, and it's literally
Yeah.
£30 or £40 for,
Yeah.
3 or 4 drinks.
Yeah.
It really, or you can buy a glass of wine, and it's basically the same as a bottle.
I mean, you could have a cocktail for that price,
Well,
couldn't
yeah,
you?
absolutely. But this is the thing. I mean, it's like, no one ever goes, well, very rarely goes into a pub and says, right, okay, well, it's cheaper to have the bottle of wine than it is a glass. I mean, I went into a pub chain that should remain anonymous, and it was Sunday morning before a football match, and I said, I'm just going to have a glass of wine because it's very early, it's a Sunday, and I'll go to football. And the bloke behind the bar literally said to me, he goes, much cheaper to have the bottle, love. So I ended up, and honestly, Anne, it was like looking at me. It was like midday on a Sunday with a bottle of red wine in front of me.
Good excuse, and she's sticking to it.
Yes, thank you very much. But yeah, pints are more expensive.
Well, maybe this is a good thing, because otherwise you end up with a beer belly.
Yeah, now this is the Daily Star. The front of the Daily Star is quite a depressing story for those people that have maybe overindulged a little bit over the Jubilee. But apparently millions of people are dumping their partners because of the beer belly. So 1 in 7 men have been dumped over their spare tyre. There's a really sad picture of a fellow. I feel sad for the guy who had to model for that one. But
I did tell the husband not to do it, but he insisted.
I was going to say, it looks like my ex. Jelly bellies are a major turn-off. Actually, surprisingly, the article does say that men are more likely to dump women over weight gain. I mean, who knows? It's sort of a few percent here and there. But I mean, obviously, on a more serious note, obesity and rates of overweight troubles are increasing in the UK. So this is a serious issue.
I've always been very surprised because I've always worried about my weight. I go up and down a fair bit like a lot of people. But these fellas that you meet, and I've sometimes meet people my age or younger who look a right old state.
Yeah, they look like they're 9 months pregnant.
And you just think, why are you not bothered by that?
It's just so bad for your health to carry that much excess fat around your middle. It really, as well as the aesthetic side of things.
Well, as well as drinking the amount of beer that gives it to you in the first place.
It really is.
Not very good for you.
Empty, sugary alcohol, unfortunately. Yeah.
For those of you who, and we always get this, and we talk about things like this, it's all right for you, you look all right. I'm permanently on a diet. I'm permanently on a health diet.
Healthy eating and a bit of moderate exercise.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah, but wait, that's so difficult to do.
Yeah, I know, but
Is that your secret of being so slim? Is moderation?
No solids for Dawn.
just a
No
bottle,
solids,
just
just
a bottle of red wine
bottles.
midday on a Sunday morning.
That's the way to
wouldn't
do
you?
it. Look, we've got to leave it there for now. Dawn, Emma, thank you very much indeed. We'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Go and have a drink.
Yeah.